All right, Shalom Yasharala. Before we get started, we don't give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace and salutation to the full elect. Back another video, another lesson. The title of this one's going to be called Bugged Out Chick Says We Didn't Come on Slave Ships. All right, and I got this video that is, you should already know, this black woman. And notice she has a head wrap on. All right, so just because she got a head wrap, brothers, don't make it right in the spirit, you know, especially those who are in the truth, okay? Just because they got hair wraps and they say Shalom, Yahabashim Shah, Barakatah, or Barakathum, doesn't make them right, okay? So we got to be cautious of the women we deal with. Because like I did a video, they're agents too. All right, Esau could use them as well to come against the men of the Lord. All right, and you know, set a snare or a trap against us. You know, get like they did recently to Elazar. You know, bring out secrets and stuff. You know, so gotta be wary. But her title says our land was taken by people who look like us. You know, and she was referring to it as the land of America, which this isn't our land. All right, our land is Israel, Jerusalem. Before we get this, let's get that. Let's go to Galatians. This is Galatians chapter 4 and verse. Where is it at? Mother of them all. I'm trying to find that. Let me see. Mother of us all. Let me see what comes up. Okay. Galatians 4 and 26. It says, but Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. You see? So Jerusalem is our homeland. This is not our land. All right, Jerusalem, Israel, though, that's our land. And we're trying to get back our land. All right. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema, we will get back our land. We will return to our land when the Lord comes and saves us. Okay? It tells you, I will set them in their own land. If I just do it like this, own land. See what comes up. This is Ezekiel 34 and 13. I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries, and will bring them to their own land and feed them upon the mountains of Israel by the rivers and in all the inhabited places of the country. Ezekiel, this is 37 and 14. And shall place you, Salakia. It says, and shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Then shall ye know that I, the Lord, Yahweh, have spoken it and performed it, said the Lord. All right, verse 21, and said to them, thus said the Lord, power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, all right, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. You see, so America, this is not our land. Jerusalem, Israel is our land. Okay, so let's see what she had got to say.
What if I told y'all that the slavery that we believe isn't the truth, right? We didn't come over here on ships. Our land was usurped by people who look just like us. And that's why I'm going to continue to say a lot of these black people are going to burn with these white people, right? Because they helped them usurp our land, right? So we were never in shackles on a boat on top of each other, having shitting over each other. No, that's all a fucking lie. Slavery was, we started working for these corporations. These people came on our land, said we own this land, gave us treaties that they didn't follow, right? The Moors made the treaties, and the Moors were Aboriginal. Christopher Columbus was a black man. Right, they look like us. That's how we get usurped. Come on, y'all know we ain't gonna get usurped by the white people. It was by people who look like us, right? So it was all a master plan to gain our land, right? So that's why it's imperative to know who you are and what you come from, right? What if I told y'all that the slavery that we believe isn't the truth, right? We didn't come over here on ships. Our land was usurped by people who look just like us. And that's why I'm going to continue to say a lot of these black people are going to burn with these white people, right? Because they helped them usurp our land, right? So we were never in shackles on a boat on top of each other, having shitting over each other. No, that's all a fucking lie. Slavery was, we started working for these corporations. These people came on our land, said we own this land, gave us treaties that they didn't follow, right? The Moors made the treaties, and the Moors were Aboriginal. Christopher Columbus was a black man. Right, they look like us. That's how we get usurped. Come on, y'all know we ain't gonna get usurped by the white people. It was by people who look like us, right? So it was all a master plan to gain our land, right? So that's why it's imperative to know who you are and what you come from, right?
So as you heard, all right, so now Christopher Columbus was a black man, which he wasn't. He was an Edomite. All right. Which his name was Cristobal Colon. Okay, he was not a black man. All right, but these people are bugged out, man. That's I don't know what she believes in, but let's get Deuteronomy. Let's go straight into it. Let's get Deuteronomy 28. Let's first get Let's get first the 48th verse, and it says this Deuteronomy 28:48, Salakia. It says therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, right, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So the Lord says he'll put a yoke of iron upon the necks of the Israelites. If you go to, let's look it up over here. Yoke of iron. Okay. Images. Okay, yoke of iron. And look who that. Look who pops up. Jake does. So-called black people. All right. Now, if you type, when you type this in at first, black people did pop up, But if you type in slavery, let's type that in. Or slaves. Let's type in slaves. Look who comes up. Jake comes up. Look at that. What's that on his foot? A yoke of iron. Okay. They had chains on them, man. Literal chains. All right. Why don't they show any other people? They only show so-called, blacks. Hispanic, and the Native Americans. They were into slavery too. And Hispanics. So let's go back. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. Who are our enemies? All right. Starting first and foremost, Esau, Edom. Okay. Salaki, I'm hearing noises. Yeah. So our first enemy is Esau, Edom. Well, it tells you that in Psalms, the 83rd chapter. You can go read. I'm not going to go into it, but you can go read it for yourself. Edom, Ishmael, Moab, okay, Hagarenes, Gabal, Ammon. Okay, these are our enemies. These are enemies of the Israelites. Okay. So let's go back. Deuteronomy 28. Verse 48 says, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall lead thee Salakia shall sin, which the Lord Yahweh shall sin against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. You see that? So the Lord put a yoke of iron upon the necks of Israel. Jump down to the 68th verse. And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. See that? The Lord said we're gonna go to Egypt again. Now, what is Egypt talking about? This Egypt is speaking of America, spiritual Egypt. All right. And the Northern Kingdom, they went to slavery before us. Now, back then, the Northern Kingdom went to slavery in the Assyrian captivity, and later on, the Jews, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, went into slavery in Babylonians, and the Northern Kingdom came over here. Let's get second Esdras, right? To 13. The second Esdras 13, and verse 40. I started 39. It says, and whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes. Who are the 10 tribes? The so-called Native Americans and the Hispanics, the Latin tribes, right? Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own, right? Salakia. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Oshea the king, whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive and carried them over the waters. And so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they will leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. Which is I'll keep reading to tell you that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they enter into Euphrates by the narrow places there of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Arsareth. See that? And this is talking about America. Okay? This is lucky if you're, whimping, whining in the background. This is my neighbor's dumb dog. Okay? So the northern tribes, they were already over here for a certain period of time. Then later on, you had remnants of, Judah, all right, among the northern tribes. But the majority of the Jews, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, were in the Babylonian captivity still. But you have remnants of Israel with them, But majority of the northern kingdom was already over here. And majority of the southern kingdom was still in the Babylonian captivity. And that's when they went to the Medes and the Persian captivity. Then they went to the Greek captivity, and they went to the Roman captivity. All right? And this is Rome all over again. And now this is where Judah and Israel is joined together. So we were split because the kingdom was split, if you know that history. So, and then, 1492 came around. Christopher, Columbus, he came. He met the, Ephraim, which at that time they called themselves, what is it? Not the Aztecs. Not the Aztecs. It's the Taino Indians. See, that's the tribe of Ephraim. And they met, and then it's a whole history behind that. Christopher Columbus had a journal. He said these people are what do you call them, dumb and docile. Basically, that they're opening. They're not opening, but they came with open arms. And that's how they put them in slavery. So there's a whole there's a lot of history. You can go into it on your own, but the Lord put us in slavery. And we did come over here in slave trade. You had the transatlantic slave trade. All right, there's so many scriptures we can get. Let's get matter of fact, let me get another one. Well, we can get those because she said that the white people didn't usurp authority over us. It was our own people. Now, you do, in history had where you had Native Americans, they had so-called blacks, and in some sort of slavery, right? It said that I typed in that black people have other blacks in slavery. It says yes, in some regions and historical contexts, free African Americans, including mixed race individuals, owned enslaved people, including other African Americans. Now, here it says in antebellum Louisiana, for example, wealthy free African Americans, often the children of white men, these are most likely Edomites, so they're not black people, and African women. They try to say that mixed thing, but which these are tares, okay? These are just tares. Were illegally allowed to own slaves. So these weren't, Israelites. Okay? Now you did have the Native Americans. It says, yes, some Native American tribes, particularly the 5 civilized tribes, Cherokee, the Chickasaw, Choctaw, Creek, and Seminole, own enslaved black people, adopting a system of slavery similar to that of the American colonists. Okay? So, in some cases you did have Native Americans enslaving so-called blacks. All right? But if you read, this is about called Black Seminoles. Now, they call them Black Seminoles because you had the Seminole Indians and, the tribe of Judah, right? They had, they were mingled together. Some of the men got with, the women of the Seminole Indians. But right here it says, historically, the Black Seminoles lived mostly in distinct bands near the Native American Seminoles. Some were held as slaves, particularly of Seminole leaders. But the Black Seminole, had more freedom than did slaves held by whites in the South and by other Native American tribes, including the right to bear arms. Okay. So yeah, in some cases you did have other Israelites having certain Israelites in slavery, but that doesn't mean that they took the land from them. And the Moors were Israelites too, but they were going on. We were the Moors. That's what they called themselves, which Moor just means black. Okay. Now let's get Revelation 13:7, because she said that no white person could usurp authority over us. It would be our own people. Well, according to the Bible, Revelation 13:7, it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. So this devil has the power over everybody, including Israel, so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics. Okay, let's get Genesis 27:40. This is his blessing. All right, this is the book of Genesis chapter 27 and verse 40, and it reads, I read 39, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. So this man has the whole earth in his hand, literally, but only for a short time. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. You see, now they didn't have full dominion in the Greek captivity or during the time of the Roman Empire. And this is in this time right now. This is their fulfilling their blessing out. Okay, which they have the full, the whole earth in their control. You see, and they also have the Israelites in their possession. Let's give Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and will giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the bases of men. Now, who are the bases of men? Let's get the word basis first. The word basis, like a basement, is the lowest part of the house. Basis is shapal, okay, or shapal. lowliest, okay? And the lowliest of men were the Edomites, so-called white people today. All right? These men, these people, this nation today is over the whole world, even over the Israelites, because the Lord allowed it. He set them up to be the rulers of the world. You see? Now let's get Daniel 7:25. Okay? And it reads, I'll read verse 21. It says, I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. It says, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. It says, thus he said, the fourth beast is what? The Roman Empire. The fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all the kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall rise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time, and a times, and a dividing of times. You see that? Talking about Esau. Okay? And they have the world in their hand. The world in their hand right now. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. You see? So yeah, they did usurp authority over so-called black people, you know, and Native American and Latino people, you know. So like I said, this chick just bugged out, man. You know, just trying to, you know, be deep. Okay, give me 1 second. Yeah, Salaki. All right, so like I say, this chick just trying to be deep, man. You know, trying to sound, you know, wise, but you're not. You know. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. We will give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash, and double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace and citation to the full elect. Lord's will is edified.